100% that gets cut out of the actual pod because y'all gonna blame it on me for the entirety of this freaking podcast.
You did it. So no, it's not getting cut. You're the one that didn't turn it on.
Welcome to the Real Chat Podcast. And here's your host, Casey, along with Damien, Nick, and Tommy. On the Real Chat Podcast. We're talking sports and anything else that makes us laugh. Stick around here, hot takes, dumb takes, and troll each other mercilessly. It's the Group Chat Podcast. Let's go, champ!
Am I live?
What's up? Hope everybody is enjoying their day today. It is the Group Chat Podcast. I'm Casey Gisclair. This is Nick Aver. This is Damien St. Pierre. Shout out to John Pete in the house today in our One More Round Studios live and in living color. It is another Group Chat Wednesday, and we've got some stuff figured out, man. Like, we got Tommy in the flesh, not literally in the flesh, but we got him on video today instead of just the phone. Today we're going to be talking about a big announcement because we were taking our show on the road. We've got some NBA final stuff to talk about. LSU's going to the College World Series. Boogie Cousins is suspended for the year in Puerto Rico. Don't know why he's even playing there to begin with. We got our Father's Day draft that we're doing. I'm telling you guys now, I'm going to win this. I've actually done some homework here. Victor Wembanyama is on a 10-day meditation retreat. Christy Martin is going to be the subject of a new movie. And we've got all sorts of things. Over, under, we got the Not Mott's mailbag, brought to you by LaFouche Concert and Events Club. We got a loaded show. We're going to be live here until the sun comes up tomorrow, probably at this rate with what we got coming today. So, boys, before we get rolling in the world of sports, what we got going on today? How we doing?
I'm doing good. How about you, Casey?
Fine. Doing wonderful.
I'm doing pretty damn good. And it is hot as hell in here. Got some new lighting, and it is not attributed to the coolness in this room.
Mr. Bado, wonderful. I don't think we have an echo. Like, we actually tested this out. I think it's going to be smooth today. Knock on wood. How we doing today, sir?
I'm doing fine. Just sitting here waiting to echo. Suffering a rain delay, so no baseball. And we have accomplished bath time before 6:30, so we are good.
Wow.
Big things happening over there. We got people in bags of chips. We got bath time taken care of. Everything going smooth out there.
And Nick's jealousy towards Tommy's size of video.
Look, Nick was holding out. Like, we had to sign some papers and everything. Nick was furious at the size of Tommy on the screen, but we were able to smooth that over. Right out of the gate, do you guys want to announce the big news of where we're going to be on July the 12th?
Let's go.
Well, last week, and it's crazy how it worked. Mustang Mike was just calling Damien to just talk, like, hey, bud, how you doing? And he just so happened to call while we were on the air. And Damien said, hey, bud, you're on the air. So we had him on, and we talked for about 20, 25 minutes about wrestling and his upcoming show in Morgan City. And we got our wheels spinning after we got off the air. We're like, hey, how could we make this thing a reality? Yeah, we would love to go. We'd love to cover the event, but how can we get them some bang for their buck? And we decided, well, we're going to go do a pre-show. So we are going to be live on location from the arena out there. We're going to be out there July the 12th. About an hour and a half, 2 hours before the show, we'll go live, get the cameras rolling. We'll be talking to some of the guys who will be in action. We'll be talking to some of the fans in attendance. Looking forward to that. This is an open invite in addition to an announcement. If you've got an event, if you've got a big game, a big fight, a big whatever, and you want some guys to hype you up, well, we're those dudes. We'd be happy to be there. We're going to be starting that thing off on July the 12th out there in Morgan City. Looking forward to it.
Casey, I don't know if I told anybody this, but we may have something next weekend as well. Justin Verden has been in contact with us about his MMA fights on Saturday, kind of asking us what we could do, what services we could provide. We've been doing a ton of work on our website. We got a ton of information on there. It's kind of a one-stop shop. You don't have to go and find a bunch of different links to a bunch of different things we're doing. If you go to groupchatpodcastdtb.com and you look under Hire Us, you could get a little rundown of some things that we could offer your event, whether you're a fundraising event, nonprofit. I guess our goal and how we're going to sell this, if we're at a local show and you're trying to sell some last-minute tickets or trying to get some last-minute people in the door, we go live 2 hours prior to the start time. We're going to sell those tickets. We've been accused of way worse than being a salesman. and we're pretty damn good at that. So what we're planning on doing some live interviews with some of the wrestlers, some of the fans, some of the folks in attendance, hype up the card, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. Nick, is everyone we're going to speak to, are they going to be fluent in English?
Absolutely not. Anybody I can get that doesn't speak English, I'm sending them right to Casey.
I've been working on my
and I'm going to blame
Rosetta
on Mott
Stone
for the next 10 years.
The goal of mine is to get hired on to do a live show at a rodeo.
Let's do it. I'm sure we can make that happen.
We got enough connections, and we're just putting that out there, just casting the line.
Who does all the events? These guys.
I'm thinking of one that's at, let's say, Bridgeside Marina that is about ready to have their 10th event. Not throwing any names out there. They maybe run a lumber mill. Just saying.
That's who I was thinking about. Speaking of 10th events, this is our 10th actual podcast.
Wow. Come on.
Yep.
That's including the first go round, or like the 10th group chat?
The revamp group chat
Sweet.
Podcast. This is our 10th episode.
We are like Mama's Family, because Mama's Family did a run, took a hiatus for like 4 years, and then did another run. We are the same thing, dude.
Best TV mom ever, by the way.
Yeah.
Got snubbed by the voting.
Did Chop just say in the chat, Tommy's Iola boiling? So from now on, Tommy, as soon as you come on, you got to say knock knock.
I don't even know who that is.
That's Mama's Family.
Tommy just said he doesn't know who Iola boiling is.
That's the friend of
Knock knock.
Mama. Though the really
stars of the show,
tightly wound friend
Who is desperately and madly in love with Vint.
Oh, Mama.
Overrated show.
Whoa, below the belt. Y'all are going to get slaughtered in the dad draft today. I've been spending time with Big Steve. We've been discussing this.
I'm coming in undefeated, right? I'm 1-0 on the moms, and I'm hoping Tommy doesn't go with the same strategy as he had in the mom draft, although it is Pride Month.
Oh, any rebuttal there, Mr. Boudreaux?
Big Box Botto.
Well, I probably won't be supporting the theme of the month, but I'm very happy that I'm here and will know hopefully the criteria for this draft, so I just don't go in balls to the wall with my own little Jerry Jones style draft.
We'll be getting to that a little later on. We're looking forward to that. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. It's never too early to celebrate. That's coming up on Sunday. NBA Finals, Game 3 today. We have a 1-1 series. Game 3 will be in Indiana. The Pacers stole Game 1. The Thunder beat up on them in Game 2. Las Vegas has not blinked. They still have the Thunder as big favorites in the series despite losing home court advantage. Tonight in Indianapolis, the Thunder are still a favorite to win. They're a 6-point favorite in the game today. So I'm going to ask you three gents, does your watching the first two games change your opinion of the series? Nick kind of sort of picked Indiana, even though like that was pretty much AI who did that. All of the rest of us said that we favored the Thunder.
No.
Do our opinions change any on how this series is going to go?
I said from the start of the series, Pacers in 6. Why Pacers in 6? Because they're not going to steal another game in Oklahoma City. They're going to hold serve at home, lose again in Oklahoma City, and win the championship when they come back to Gainbridge Arena or whatever the hell it is.
Tommy, still Thunder? Or are you a little worried about your initial pick?
I'm not really worried. I think the Pacers stole that in Game 1. I never saw them beating them in a 7-game series, as unfortunate as it is. I did enjoy the first game. I would love to see Halliburton maybe put on something similar to an SGA performance and kind of another choke symbol, maybe some overrate that noise just to make it more interesting, but I still think the Thunder end up taking it.
Every possession that the Pacers have the ball, it's rushed. Every possession, every dribble's contested, every pass is contested, and they can never get a good shot. And then OKC goes down the court and gets open shots. Hard to win a game, very hard to win a series when that is the result on every possession.
You just picked Indiana.
I know, but I think things are going to change. I think Rick Carlisle is a genius, and he's going to scheme up something better than what they've been doing. So I feel like tonight is going to be a shift in the series.
Okay, Damien, we didn't even get your thoughts, man. You still Oklahoma City, or you think Indiana has shown you something in this first two games?
Game one, they literally instilled their will on them in the late game situation. They had an opportunity again to come back in game two. I don't think the Thunder are going to let that happen. And if they did, I would be the happiest person in the world. I'm a Pacers guy, but I also like to make money, and I understand how basketball works. I don't think the Pacers role players are showing up for the rest of the series as they did in game one. The youth of the Thunder is going to reign supreme throughout the rest of this. And my prediction may be right on.
All right. You said Thunder in 5?
Yep.
Ooh, so you're going to Oklahoma City the rest of the way. Well, I guess we got Damien's answer. We're not talking series anymore, boys. We're just talking who's going to win today. What y'all got? Game 3, tipping off in about 30 minutes out there. We got Indiana going up 2-1, or will the Thunder get back home court advantage tonight?
I think Indiana's going to take this one. Look for Pascal Siakam to be a big contributor on offense. A lot of people are thinking, oh, Halliburton's not scoring 20, 30 points, that he's having a bad series. Dude's a distributor. He's got to get the ball to his people, them hard, and others got to hit shots. Pascal Siakam can carry that offense. Look for the Pacers to take this game.
Tommy?
I think the Thunder will take this one probably handily. I'm hoping that at least T.J. McConnell brings his lunch pail and his hard hat and becomes a pest and goes in a little spurt by himself. I think the Thunder win this one, and then the Pacers will take next game at home to kind of make it interesting, and then it's all she wrote.
So you guys have this year, shady AI court logos. That's hideous. That's atrocious. What are we doing with that?
I don't understand. There has been zero interest from the NBA in this series, in my opinion. There's no patches on the uniforms. And if there is, tell me I'm wrong.
I think it's on the back above their name.
Great. That's exactly where you want it, in the back. There hasn't been anything special about these finals, and I think it's just because it's in two small market franchises, and they don't really care. They don't have to cater to the big sponsors in the big cities. And the AI logos, I think they actually got bullied into that. So game one, I don't think they had the championship logos. I don't think they had the finals logos on there. And then there was a big social media deal about them not doing it. And then in game two, it all of a sudden happens. And they've used clip art to make the trophies and the logos. That's embarrassing.
I could tell you that the ratings are down. Last year drew a 5.7 rating, which is 10.99 million viewers. So far, we are at 4.7, which is 8.91 million viewers. So we're down about 2 million viewers from last year. Now, last year was Boston against Dallas, two larger markets. The last time we had a finals with ratings this low was Milwaukee and Phoenix in 2021, which drew 8.56 million viewers for game one. But as a whole, that series drew 9.91 million on average. This is looking like it's going to be the lowest rated finals since COVID, since the bubble when the Lakers beat the Heat. So,
Casey, while you have that up,
sure.
We on literally every Pistons Spurs era.
Yeah.
What that look like?
Good.
Really?
10.57 million, 12.5 million average. The Pistons and the Lakers, when the Pistons beat the Lakers, 17.94 average.
It's a lot of people watching bad basketball.
Not much else to do in Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah. Now
Can't drink water. Everybody's jobless.
Oh,
This
man.
is during the Obama administration.
Just to go and say how far we have to come, the Jordan Bulls and the Jazz drew 35 million viewers, and we are now down to 4.5 times fewer people from the Bulls and Jazz era. So where are all the people going, man? Like, what are they watching? If they're not watching the NBA anymore, what are they watching? Or is this just streaming? Like, whatever it is the sport really this much less popular than it was back then?
Watching Matlock.
Which one? The male or the female Matlock?
There was a female Matlock?
Oh, yes, there was.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Matilda Lock.
There's one right now. I think they made the Hulk a chick, too. That was lovely.
Brutal.
I have not watched Food Network in probably 2 years. I just basically forgot that it existed because I couldn't find it on my YouTube TV subscription.
Happens.
Randomly turned it on last night. My wife and I were watching, and I said, oh, they've swallowed the wokeness.
Oh, yeah?
Not one straight white male on anything I say straight. I'm talking about Guy Fieri's on there as well. He's kind of borderline. That's the straightest person on Food Network.
What were they cooking?
Nick's gonna laugh at this. One of them was cow tongue. It was Cutthroat Kitchen.
Thought you were gonna say pasta fagioli or something like that.
It's actually cool premise. If you watch Cutthroat Kitchen, it's literally cutthroat. So they did the old school Price is Right Plinko game.
That's pretty cool.
To select whatever proteins you had. And then whenever they went to the supply cabinet, they didn't have any spices. So this lady was all gung-ho that she got this 4-inch porterhouse steak or ribeye steak or whatever, and she had no seasoning.
This wouldn't be the episode where the dude had to cook duck on a hot dog spinner.
That is it. That is exactly it.
I watched the exact same thing last night.
It was a country club, whatever cook-off where you had to create something fancy. You bid on stuff. You have X amount of dollars and you bid on try to cutthroat your competition. And the guy had duck breast, and one of the cutthroat things, the guy had to cook duck breast on a hot dog roller.
It was actually great because this dude had the money and made some chick go cook on it, and then they threw a curveball in the middle, and the chick used her money to sabotage him. You could switch stations mid cook-off. So this dude ended up getting screwed by his own game. That was a pretty fun episode.
So let me ask you guys a Food Network question here. When we're watching, like, let's say Iron Chef, are we rooting for the underdog or are we rooting for Goliath to destroy David?
Depends who it is.
Yeah.
I always want to see Bobby Flay get beat on his Beat Bobby Flay show.
I always want to see him win.
Nick,
he always makes tacos.
You want the champ to win or do you want the underdog to go over?
I just watched Cake Boss. Oh, buddy Valestro.
I'm thinking of Duff.
No,
that's not the same guy.
No.
That's the ace of cakes.
You're not a Duff guy?
No?
I don't even know what that is.
One thing that freaks me out, dude, and I see these videos on social media all the time. Like right now, if I just came with a knife, cut this cannon, it'd be cake. Cut this microphone, it'd be cake. Cut my skull, and it would be cake. That freaks me out. We've gone way, way too far with this.
Oh, cakesy.
It's unbelievable. They're too good at that stuff, man. They're too good. Like right now, they can just come in here, cut this refrigerator open, and, it's a slice of cake. They're way too good at that stuff. It freaks me out.
Some dude had the girl that hosts that show on his talk show, and the chair that she sat on was made of cake.
Oh, dude, that's too much.
What a prank.
That's too much.
That was next level. Speaking of Food Network, RIP the original Man vs. Food.
Let's talk about the College World Series right now. We'll break down LSU's matchup with Arkansas. We'll break down North Carolina State and Cancun. Tommy, what's going on, man? I was rooting for North Carolina. I know I said I wasn't. I actually was. I was disappointed, man. We crushed them in game one. Beat the hell out of them 18-2. And then what the bleep, man? What happened?
They had some questionable pitching changes in the relief, and then there was a botched double play ball that kind of really just turned the tide. And after they went down in the 7th, it was over. They had the bases loaded in the 8th, ready to take the lead, no outs, and just the bed. It was horrible.
Yeah, it sure was. We did get a little bit of remorse. Duke lost to Murray State. That was pretty good. LSU does move on. It doesn't do anything for Tommy, but for Nick and Damien and I, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, I was pretty pumped up to see that a team that has a stadium that holds 800 is beating the Master Duke
with a coach that is on a salary of $60,000,
who cuts his own grass.
Do we believe that? Do we believe that meme is right?
You got a baseball coach who loves. I'm in general speaking, I'm sure prides himself on their field. I'm sure they got a love for some type of grass cutting.
No, I don't doubt that he cuts the grass, but do we really believe $60K? I feel like Chandler's making more than that down the bayou at South Booze. I don't believe that $60K number.
That's how much I'd pay a baseball coach.
Well, you don't think they should exist, so
right. Hold on. Let's get Jaro's chime in. Ready?
Oh, great point, Gyro. Yeah, that's right. Moving on.
Jamie, I think that's a good idea.
He's the king of the talking in Damien's mic from Nick's position.
Oh, Nick just snorted. And it's not even 7:15.
So, Las Vegas thinks that Saturday is going to go a long way in deciding how the College World Series goes. LSU and Arkansas are by far and away the two biggest favorites. Arkansas is 2-1, LSU's 2.3-1. Everybody else is chasing the tail. Coastal Carolina 6-1, Oregon State 6.5-1, UCLA 8.5-1, Arizona 14-1, Louisville 16-1, Murray State 42-1. The question I've been asking all these baseball mother truckers all week is if LSU has a chance on Saturday, and they're going to start Kate Anderson, but let's assume for a second that they're winning, 4-2 in the 8th inning, and Anderson starts wearing down. Do you go to Kason Evans, who's your closer, but he is a true freshman, or do you go to Anthony Ianson, who's probably the second best pitcher in the country, and risk maybe not having him available for game 2, knowing that if you beat Arkansas once, you are in the driver's seat? I've talked to baseball coaches all week. They have been 50-50. How do you guys see this? Ianson has pitched in relief twice this season, both in the postseason. What are you guys doing if it's a close game late?
I'm not watching any baseball.
No?
And I'm very concerned about that. I'm more concerned about the jello shot consumption right now than I am the games. Schedules have not aligned to make my baseball watching happening. I've watched more Oregon State and Florida State than I have LSU, which is sad.
Nick, you're the big Ianson and Anderson guy. You were telling us a rundown of the lineup and everything before game 2. What's Jay Johnson going to do? Is he going to be traditional or is he going to be unconventional if it's a close game Saturday and the Tigers have the lead?
If I know Jay Johnson like I know Jay Johnson, he's starting Anderson.
Anderson will start Saturday probably.
Anderson's getting the start. Ianson's coming in for the second game.
So no Ianson in relief. He's going to start game 2?
Starting game 2.
All right.
Why would you not start him in game 2? Why would you bring him in relief? I understand.
Because if you beat Arkansas, you're sitting in the catbird seat.
That's a huge first game.
Yeah.
Is UCLA going to be able to make it to Omaha with all the freaking protests and riots? And
they might be there already.
I'm sure they have no white males. They're going to be fine.
They do have Stephanie Tanner, though.
Yeah, fair enough. Talking about colleges in full house is a little bit of a sensitive subject, though, huh, Aunt Becky? I mean, how'd that go?
So how did LSU and Arkansas stack up this season in head-to-head games?
We beat them 2 out of 3. We won the first 2 games, and then they beat us the third game. But the second game, we run-ruled them 13-3.
Is that kind of what's expected?
They're actually favored to beat us slightly.
Oh, those motherfuckers.
But, I mean, it's real close. They're like minus 115. We're like plus 105. So, I mean, it's basically a pick-up.
How's UCLA? And I know Murray State's
UCLA heavily favored to beat Murray State. So if LSU loses that game, they're very likely going to be playing Murray State in the second game. That'll be going on Saturday, 6 o'clock. Y'all, LSU fans are insane. Arkansas fans are not far behind. That place is going to be rocking on Saturday at 6 o'clock. That is going to be sold out. That's going to be loud. If you are just a casual fan of sports in general, that's going to be one that you're going to want to see. Now, let's talk about the Rocco's Pizza Jello Shot Challenge.
Nobody's here
now. LSU, last time they were in Omaha, consumed 68,888 Jello shots, which broke the previous record of 18,000. We had a College World Series last year without LSU, and no one even got close to the 68,000 mark. And a lot of it has to do with how long you're there, right? Whenever LSU broke the record in 2023, it's because they were there the whole time. They won the championship. Let me ask you this. Will LSU win the competition this year? Or will somebody like Arkansas, will somebody like that come up and one-up us and maybe take our title away?
So I'm an LSU homer, but I think the way that it got done last time was a little crappy. You got Ty Graves just going in there and just pretty much donating money to the cause. And if you're going to win it, let's drink it. If you're going to buy them, let's drink them, not just have Ty Graves go in there and YOLO.
I'm with you. To be fair, they had already broken the record, but yeah, it got inflated at the end. It became very commercialized at the end. Tommy, are you going to buy some Jello shots on behalf of your guys, UL? Oh, wait, never mind. That's Louisville, bro. Sorry.
No, I'm not going to do the cheap thing that Damian mentioned, like your boy go to McKernan and fly in on my private jet and buy Jello shots to pass out to random people who aren't even fans of the team I'm buying the shots for. So no.
You know what's bad? That's 2 shows in a row Tommy and I actually agree on stuff. That's not good for ratings.
No, it's not. It's not good for ratings. I get what y'all are saying. It does cheapen it. But the money's going to charity. So I don't give a if they're going out there throwing money in the air. It's going to people in need.
So I did hear on the radio this morning that they have taken Neck off of the jukebox at Rocco's.
Oh, that's not any good.
Why would you do that?
When he put LSU
when he
on the
those
board, he said, let the band play Neck.
do we really need to actually hear the notes? I feel like we could hum that and just play it at any time we want.
In the interview, the guy said, of course you would. In the interview, the owner of Rocco's, the guy, quote unquote, did say that we'll hear it enough because there's people with trumpets and all kind of different stuff. I went to the LSU USC game in Las Vegas, the opener this year, and it happened. I was right on the side of the cat, started playing neck on his trumpet or saxophone or xylophone, whatever it was. It was pretty cool. Right in Reggie Bush's ear.
I bet that'd be the Rock Don Morocco, who owns Rocco's. Different guy.
That would be awesome.
So all this money's donated to charity?
Yeah. It's not just for the
I thought they
bar.
were just like raking in billions of dollars every
No.
I'm sure they're making some money.
Yeah. I think that they're going to be a break-even point at some point. They're not losing money off of it, but they are donating to food banks in Omaha. Weather shouldn't be an issue. It's supposed to be sunny and clear. It shouldn't be an issue this weekend. Next week in Omaha, it is supposed to be a problem. So Saturday shouldn't be an issue, but next week weather should be an issue out there in Omaha, Nebraska. Before we get to the NCAA stuff, Nick found this, and I actually saw this also on social media. And I saw the penalty ruling handed out to DeMarcus Cousins today, where he's been suspended for the rest of the season in Puerto Rico, where he was involved in a brawl. He was going wild, man. I don't know if he got hard fouled or what the deal was, but he's trying to fight with everybody on the bench. He's trying to fight with people in the stands. They're throwing drinks at him. Like my boy Boogie's going nuts. So my first question was, the dude at one time had a $100 million contract. What the are you even doing in Puerto Rico? That's the first thing. And then the second thing is Puerto Rico, they suspend him for the rest of the season. I also wonder about that. He's probably your only draw. And they gave him a $10,000 fine. What are we even doing? This whole thing just feels weird. I would have thought for Puerto Rico, they would have saw this as a business opportunity. Like, hey, we're finally in the spotlight. Let's showcase this guy more. Instead, they throw him out of the league.
You think that's the same league that the guy from down here that owes me $200 played in?
Probably so. So for the first time ever, people realize there's a league in Puerto Rico. They just threw out their biggest star because he got in a little tussle.
Oh, it was more than that. I mean, it was a brawl.
So from what I've seen, there was a fan that was just giving him the double birds from his seats, and Boogie went slap his hand down or whatever, and then it kind of grew from there. He was getting peppered with drinks and food and kind of crashed out a little bit.
Well, judging by the size of Boogie in that video, if he would actually caught some of that food clean, he probably would have been happy with it. I don't know if he's eating it off the floor, but my guy looks every bit north of 300 right now.
I'm not liking all this Boogie Cousins hate. I have a very, very soft spot for Boogie Cousins.
He was good to your kid. I get that.
Quick story. Story time. We went to a Pelicans basketball camp with a bunch of bitty basketball kids. I snuck my kid in, who at the time was 6. And there's no person in the world that's been nicer to my kid than Boogie Cousins. Boogie grabbed her, let her dunk off his shoulders, and it was awesome. I was a Boogie Cousins fan before then, and I don't care whatever he does for the rest of his career, fighting Puerto Rican fans. Doesn't matter. I'm pro Boogie Cousins 24/7.
I was going to say, I'm assuming that was Kim. So if he was actually nice to her, then wow, then that's saying a lot. Dude's got an angel watching over him to be that.
Why is he in Puerto Rico, y'all? I get it. You know, hey, love of the game, whatever. You could play in the big 3. Does he really think he's getting back into the NBA? That ship has long sailed. What is he even doing out there? Why are you even in that situation?
I think you made the point. It's the love of the game. It's the same thing we've chatted about with these pro boxers that are 50, 60 years old. That's all they know. So why not play? I'm sure he has a ton of money still. He just wants to play basketball, and that's the only league that has an opportunity for him. And obviously it's working out well.
Right.
Looks like the LA riots right now.
I'm told on the news that those are not actually riots. Those are peaceful protests.
Mostly peaceful.
Yeah, mostly peaceful protests.
It looked like it.
Let's talk about this. We gave Tommy a little bit of a homework assignment. I don't know if he's actually done a whole bunch of research on this, but we only gave him a couple hours. But we have a settlement reached between the NCAA and some folks who have been suing the NCAA in an antitrust lawsuit where the NCAA is going to owe, I think the number is $7 billion of back pay towards athletes from like 2016 to 2022 or something like that. And then in the future, these universities who opt into this are going to be paying their student athletes via a salary cap system where they're going to pay the athletes directly. LSU, Brian Kelly has long been saying, hey, this is what we need. This is the way we get the sleaze bags out of the sport. This is the way that we get these middlemen and these agents out of the sport. Tommy, one of the big questions we had, this $20 million number that we're seeing, is this per sport? Is this per university? Do you know? Because here's my thing. If I'm thinking LSU, by the time you pay Flaugier, by the time you pay the quarterback, by the time you pay the star running back, that's already $20 million. And then everybody else in the university is asked out. What are we looking at here? Do you know?
Here is what I know. The ruling was actually $2.8 billion to be paid to former athletes for lost NIL. That's what they're calling it. And what's happening is now all the schools are getting participating in what's called revenue sharing. And so what they're proposing is that it's 22% of their athletic revenue, which equates to about $20.5 million a year, and that's going to all major sports. So the breakdown,
major sports, define what that is.
So I'm pretty sure it's football, basketball, baseball, and track and field, I think is what they're saying. But basically what I was looking at is it's something kind of like between 13 and 16 mil to go to football, 2 to 5 to go to basketball, and then track and field and other sports, baseball and stuff like that, would get the rest. So I don't know exactly where these other schools are coming in, but what I do know, and so this knowledge is because I follow UNC's like beat writers and UNC fans. We've been seeing this and
feces.
Yeah, we've been feces. We've been seeing Arkansas and basically the SEC coming in and just railroading basketball and kind of ruining the love of the AAC that we had.
Yep.
It's supposedly going to be a good thing because I think what it's going to do is kind of cut down what you were saying is the quarterbacks won't be getting 18, 19 million anymore. It's going to fix those outrageous contracts that these guys have been getting. And the other big thing is now we might really see NIL because any third-party NIL deal over $600 has to get approved by the the NIL clearinghouse.
So it can't just be pay for play anymore. You're going to have to actually be on a commercial.
Specifically what they're going against, and this is coming directly from like the UNC board. Schools like UNC with like the Jordan brand contracts and things like that are now going to have an upper hand over some of these SEC schools because of the way that they can incorporate their athletes to get maybe on a Jordan commercial or things like that. And I guess some of these collectives might be under scrutiny now for their pay-to-play kind of thing. One of the big proponents was Kentucky and now Arkansas, and then how Georgia and Florida became like huge players. So that's kind of just what's been discussed, but that is the number, and it's supposed to be $20.5 million through all the sports to be revenue shared.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I have a question because I don't listen to Tommy when he talks. So you're saying it's capped and anything over that, it has to be approved? Is that what's being talked about?
I looked at 4 different articles and kind of summarized them into one and tried to compare it. But it's basically saying the ruling or whatever's coming out says schools can allocate up to 22% of their defined revenues, which comes from TV, tickets, sponsorships. 20, I guess maybe the national average for the Power Fives would be a 20.5 million cap in year one. I'm guessing that's going to keep going up as networks and deals come up and more money's pumped into the sport or whatever, but it's your cap. So if your football team is the GOAT, let's take LSU. Obviously LSU, what's their best sports? Football, baseball. So maybe they want to pay more for baseball to continue that. So they might go, hey, we're getting 15 mil for our football program, 4 mil for baseball, and whatever's left over is going to go to basketball. I guess it's up to the school how to cut it, but that's essentially what they're saying. You know, most of these schools have their gravy trains. Obviously, UNC would pay more to basketball, but maybe now they got Belichick. I don't know. Football is obviously going to demand most of these schools' money, but it's just saying that, hey, that's the hard cap for athletics based off of what your athletics program brings in.
Well, I can tell you that just hearing this for the first time, I don't like that at all. I don't think that helps anything. I think that's going to hurt the smaller sports because they're not going to get as much money. And you're going to have to pretty much pick a sport that you want to be good at.
Well, here's the thing. And I actually had Jonathan Terrell, the athletic director at Nicholls State University, on the radio show today. and he is at an athletic directors conference in Orlando right now. And he said, I'm telling you what's going to happen based on conversations. You could either opt in to doing this or you could opt out. Nichols is going to opt out. They don't even have a $20 million athletic budget, much less that to pay players. Jonathan Terrell told me today, he said within the next 5 to 10 years, LSU, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Kentucky, Purdue, the big schools, think of like the 50 to 60 biggest schools that you could think of, are going to form their own college athletic association. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, that's badass. Like it'd be a college version of the NFL. Well, think about that. There's no more NCAA tournament if you do that. There's no more Nichols winning their conference championship and competing for the same trophy that Duke and North Carolina competing for. There's no more Murray State in the College World Series. They won't even be in the same league. Yeah, we would get a lot of iron versus iron games. We'd get LSU playing Ohio State. We'd get LSU playing Michigan. But the little guy would get squished like a bug. And I think that kind of sucks. We wouldn't have any more Cinderellas anymore at all. And I do think that that's very unfortunate.
I think over the last couple of years with NIL being such a big deal like it is, I think we've already ventured in towards that. The upsets haven't been very much, specifically over the last 2 years. I can remember 3 years ago betting $10 on every underdog, and I made a killing. And over the last 2 years, I just didn't do it because it's just not there. And we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. I think that was a question, I think specifically from Marcus. That's what we're thinking is going to happen, and that's the road that we're all going down. And they're going to have some type of tournament, but the Cinderella has no glass slipper.
No, it's going to be like the NBA where they're going to have a tournament. Yeah, but there's going to be like 12 teams. They're going to make the playoffs. Like there's going to be no more Valparaiso making a run. They're not even going to be competing for the same championship anymore. It's going to be crazy. Now, let me ask you guys about this. And Tommy, you're our legal guy. We're talking about a $20 million cap. Bryce Underwood and Michigan reportedly just got, I don't know, $10, $15 million just to go to Michigan. What's to stop a group of, I'll go ahead and say it, a group of sleazebags from saying, hey, this, we could get more money outside of you guys, and somebody forming their own league of college-age players, NFL development, where the kids don't even have to go to school. They'll get great players. They'll probably get a TV deal. What's to stop them from saying, hey, we ain't going to do this? And the college players going on strike, which is something that we never thought we'd hear ourselves say, but could very realistically be a possibility.
Let's say it easy. That guy, Andrew Brandt, who I think is Aaron Rodgers' old agent, if you follow him on Twitter, every time there's something he gets out of it, there will be lawyers. There's going to be some kind of challenges to this. The only thing that I'd like to point out is one little interesting wrinkle is that there's a new LLC that's been formed called the CSC, College Sports Commission. So it's going to be the CSC and not the NCAA that's overseeing the enforcement of all these NIL deals and things like that. The guy who runs it is Brian Seeley. He's a former MLB investigations head. So they're going to have audits. They're going to go through the paper trails. They're trying to weed it out. What's predicted to happen is both the NCAA and some of these power conferences are going to go to Congress and try to get laws passed to kind of protect them. And I guess that would prevent what you're saying happening. They want to be like, hey, maybe they're kind of admitting, and it kind of almost sounds like that's what they're doing in this is, hey, we screwed up. This thing blew up more than we thought it would. We need to pull back the reins. We need to regulate it more. We're going to treat them like athletes, but in no way should college athletes make what professionals make. So I guess that's what they're saying is kind of like, hey, we got it wrong. The kids deserve to be paid, but they shouldn't be making 19 mil.
Okay, so why not? If you could earn it,
if you could get it, why not?
Why not?
I think the argument
should phase out professional sports. I'm all for that.
I think the argument should be made that they should have never been getting it. These sleazebags are coming in and giving it to people who don't deserve it.
The professionals don't deserve it.
Stop. The professionals are a way smaller section than the NCAA. I mean, when you're a professional, you're supposed to be the best of the best. These college kids aren't the best. Half of them aren't.
That's a good segue. This is not even on our agenda, but I'm going to bring it up. There's some whispers, and this is completely shifting subjects here. There's some whispers in wrestling circles that Vince McMahon's trying to buy back WWE. He is reportedly generating some steam, rolling up all his assets into a neat little bow. And Shane McMahon was asked by TMZ the other day, hey, what's your dad up to? I see he's, kind of laying in the weeds and maybe trying to buy back WWE. And Shane said, hey, don't ever say never. With Vince McMahon, anything could happen. Is the old about ready to buy back his company? It has accelerated in value by something like $1.5 or $2 billion since TKO took it over and Endeavor took it over. So on the Endeavor side, they could say, hey, we're going to make a quick $2 billion here, and we're going to just invest that in the UFC, get out of wrestling, and in a year or two, make a huge profit. Is there a chance that Vince McMahon gets back into the game?
How was it doing on Netflix or under TKO's banner?
It's doing all right. It's doing okay.
Better than the WWE before?
Yeah, their ratings are better than USA. Yeah. Real quick while we talk through it, is Vince McMahon going to be back in wrestling at any point?
I think he finds his way back in. I think the whole
into the
R-Truth,
WWE?
Yeah,
or its own thing?
No, the WWE. I think R-Truth broke him, and that was it. He's like, you know what? I got to come back. You can't fire my dog.
That's the best storyline in wrestling in the last 6 months.
Yes, it is.
No, he's not coming back to WWE. There's too much turmoil associated with him. Do I think he starts his own little deal? Yeah, I think he probably gets back in. That's the same thing as Boogie Cousins playing in Puerto Rico. And the same thing why these dudes are fighting at 60 years old. It's a love of what you do. You're good at it. So why not keep doing it? And I don't know if he knows anything else. There's a few things that he knows.
But look, think about it like this. If you're Endeavor and you're saying, we spend a money, but it is a headache. We got to have all these live events and this talent roster. We go ahead and get this off of our hands for $2 billion more than what we paid for it. You'd have to at least think about it, right? I mean, and once they sell it, they don't care about Vince McMahon's reputation and their ratings. Once it's off their hands, they don't care.
Well, it's obvious they don't care about the ratings right now with they're putting out.
That's what I was asking. Is it better now?
The ratings have. I mean, I don't know if the product's better now, but the ratings have been better now.
Yeah, you can't change the channel anymore.
That's a big part of it.
True. Yeah, you locked it.
It's just something to think about, man. The old man might be coming back.
They're appealing to these different audiences. And so, obviously we've been at length with how terrible the Travis Scott thing has turned. It was cool for a second. He was the theme for the show, but now they have Cardi B promoting things. I'm just like, where are we going with this?
You're not a Bad Bunny fan? Me.
Tommy, tell me about Logan Paul, dude. You're right. You nailed it. Hey, look, now I was on board. I've been a fan for a little bit. Welcome aboard, dude. Logan Paul's a badass, man.
I went down the rabbit hole the other day, and then now I'm just like casually bumping his theme song. At first, I started watching Paul American, and still hate Jake Paul. I don't know if the dude's just something's wrong with him. He's got a screw loose. Maybe the boxing made him worse, but just can't get behind him. But like watching Logan Paul, and maybe it's just him becoming a dad and growing up. I don't know, but he's embracing the heel. He's awesome. I would have never thought little 8-year-old me in the 90s would be so amazed by some dude taking a superplex in a drone in his hand, but he's killing it. So
yeah, that was the best thing on a pay-per-view. The 10 minutes that I watched, that's what I got to see him almost kill himself. It was awesome.
Dude, he's doing amazing spots. And then so they kind of show Paul American's last year. So it's a year, but he has basically a Tough Enough ring set up in a parking lot in the back of his house. And he's just doing moonsaults and practice. Like he's working on it. I mean, he's got to be on juice. The dude's shredded. But I guess when you're that rich, you got nothing to do but work out. He looks the part. He's acting the part. He's must-see TV.
And, bro, tell me that move where he did. I don't know if he had like a GoPro or a cell phone, whatever it would do. That was awesome. Did y'all see that? He did like a moonsault while holding like a GoPro. So you were able to see the phone or whatever. That was incredible.
He's got a drone that he comes out with.
That was the best thing. He came out, grabbed it, launched it like a bird, let it fly around. You saw his entrance from the drone on the Megatron, and then he came down and parked it, and then he called it back. He got superplexed while he was still holding the drone. It was the best shot of the whole night.
I didn't see what it was exactly was the device. Is he someday going to be a world champion? Because I think at some point he's going to be.
I think he's going to be the only person to take the title off of Seth Rollins. That's going to be that's going to be a match.
Is that going to go into the lore of a David Arquette title reign?
No.
He's legit.
No.
I love him, but the purist in me does not want to see that at all.
Yeah. I think he's one of the boys now, man. I think he's legit.
So him and his brother, they do shit that I would do if I had that much money. Absolutely.
Dude, he's got like $1 million Pokemon card. Just for
What constitutes a $1 million Pokemon card, Tommy?
I'm not a Pokemon guy, but that is all the rage in card collecting now. I'm not. But it's a OG Charizard from like 1996, the first edition Pokemon, the rarest card, the best little character. And people are all up in Pokemon right now because your Charizard doesn't tear his ACL.
I'm pretty sure.
Whoa. Pokemon characters get hurt?
No, they don't. So, like for instance, all the dudes who had who just got hurt. Your boy Tatum. His cards just plummeted in value.
I see. Okay, I follow what you're saying.
When
so
you
like
get hurt, you can't build up your resume. You can't pad your stats. He won't be a back-to-back champion.
There's no risk of Zion getting arrested for rape and your card not Yeah, I got you.
I have friends who have had Zion cards worth about $150,000, and now they're worth like 12. It's disgusting.
I see. Okay, now I follow what you're saying. Yeah, like the reputation of a cartoon character will not.
Correct. Your little Charmander is not getting accused of rape by an ex-girlfriend.
The fact that the names of those people is depressing to me.
My wife is obsessed with Pokemon, and my son has started looking at cards. So as a way to get him into the hobby, I know a little bit about something.
I'm pretty sure that one of the brothers wore that card around a chain into a boxing match. So
I think it was against Floyd.
I'm sure that helped the value of that go up as well.
Correct. And I think he actually wore like another one because it was on, I think it was his WrestleMania when it was in Cleveland. He wore one for like the first time he came out.
So let's shift gears from Pokemon to something else that's real popular in Asia, which apparently is going on a monk retreat, which that's where Victor Wembanyama is right now. The 21-year-old San Antonio Spurs star is in a closed-door martial arts training monk retreat in China. This is apparently going to last 10 days. The 7'3" player from France has been touring around China and has taken a spiritual decor at the Shaolin Temple, according to a Chinese social media platform. Wembanyama reportedly has shaved his head and was seen wearing a gray robe, sitting in front of a statue of Buddha before beginning this 10-day retreat at a temple in the Henan province. What the are we talking about here?
What province?
Bobby the Brain Heenan province. We heard last year, a couple years ago, Aaron Rodgers went on a darkness retreat. Wembanyama now is 10 days. No one could see him, staying out of public view. Don't know what he's eating, don't know what he's drinking, has shaved his head. What's going on here? This is the last time we had a celebrity randomly shave their head. That was Britney Spears, and she was holding her baby over a balcony. Is Wembanyama okay? Like, what's going on here? What are we doing?
That's a young guy with a lot of money and a lot of free time. And that's a pretty cool retreat, actually, going with some monks and learning probably some, sticks. That they
There's Cobra Kai, like he's doing some Danielson stuff.
Nick, if you think that's cool, I will send you to that for 10 days.
No, but I'm saying he's a young guy, no kids, no responsibilities on his off season. Instead of going to Cancun.
So, is this the same retreat David Carradine went on?
Like, is
Drink
he
the Kool-Aid, bro?
Is he cleaning a wall? Like, is this Miyagi stuff?
Like a lot of meditation, learning martial arts is fun.
This is what our country has become, where
He's going to come back a warrior.
21-year-old superstar needs to go on a retreat to clear his head.
Well, to be fair, Tommy, he is not one of us. He is a Frenchman.
The first thing that comes to mind whenever I hear like a monk type of deal is The Hangover. That monk's silent and they're trying to find out whoever is, and they're just beating the tar out of him with that stick that Nick just talked about.
Toughen up.
Monks aren't that tough.
Monks are
remember
tough.
You don't remember Friar Ferguson? He was soft.
How does this work? Like, okay, they're going to be beating them with sticks. Is he going to be flopping? Like, shooting free throws? Like, how does this work?
This dude's going to be able to take it to the hole no matter what next year. You bring a stick in there, he's still dunking on you.
You guys get your bets in.
What we got?
Are we betting?
Yeah, sure.
Quick bets. I took Tyrese Halliburton to score within the first 3 minutes, which was a stupid odd on there. And first to 10, I got the Thunder.
It's a good bet. And the odds are not good, but
they're not great. Tyrese Halliburton scoring in the first 3 minutes was plus 210.
Right. I got Siakam 4.5 points over in the first quarter. So I went, and he just got 2. So there we go.
Okay, so I got Oklahoma City first to 10.
Same.
And I also have a parlay, Shea over 34.5 points, Pascal Siakam over 19.5 points, Pascal Siakam to record a double-double, and Tyrese Halliburton to get 10-plus assists.
I have over 226 for the game also.
2,356.
See, I don't have the bankroll y'all have.
Siakam, baby.
Boom.
There's 4. I need a half of a point, baby. You got to give me a half of a point in 10 minutes.
Literally, my sports betting, I'm in way too many fantasy football leagues. I play all 3 fantasy sports, and then I do the underdog thing for March Madness.
Do you suck in all of them like you do in ours?
No, just because y'all league is terrible, and y'all have the worst rules and the worst draft ever.
Tommy's opinion of that lets you know that we have the best league.
So, by the way, you guys in the next possession are going to be maybe celebrating. If the Thunder get a bucket, the next possession, y'all win the first 10. If Siakam scores right here, I'm going to be celebrating. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go, babe. Oh!
Chet is at the free throw line up in real internet
Tommy's
town.
got the
Tommy got the
Casey
cable.
cable.
Tommy is such a heel, man. Why'd you ruin that for us?
Because y'all celebrating. Thunder first to 10. I'm letting you know to start celebrating.
Thanks for ruining it.
Yeah, the moment is gone.
That's what you get for ruining my draft last year.
But I like that Pascal
I
Siakam.
ruined your draft last year.
Yeah, Siakam.
They're going to run the
offense.
offense through him tonight.
Christy Martin is going to be subject of a movie, reportedly, which I think is really cool. Sydney Sweeney says that she has gained 30 pounds to play Christy Martin in a movie. Dude, that's really cool. I think that
Movie or her gaining weight?
The movie.
I've gained 30 pounds for less reasons than that.
I'd like. By the way, congratulations,
got
boys.
it.
The Thunder just got the win there, 10-4.
Easy money.
I think by and large, it is a very underrepresented place in Hollywood. Is boxing. They all got stories to tell. Why Kennedy McKinney's not a movie? Well, that would be an interesting movie in more ways than one. But to hear that Christy Martin apparently is going to be getting her place on the big screen, I think is really awesome. I think that there are more like her, and hopefully this movie inspires other stories to be told. This is really cool, man. You guys know more about Christy Martin than I do, but what were your thoughts as you're seeing that apparently a movie's coming out on her behalf?
Yeah, that had to stem from the Netflix documentary that she had. That was really good. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the series, whatever it's called. Really told her story, a lot of stuff that I had no clue that she dealt with, specifically issues with the husband, how crazy he was. And if the movie's anything like that, it's going to be a blockbuster. And to bring her story to light is going to be pretty awesome.
I think it was an Untold documentary on Netflix. Yeah, I'm pretty interested in this movie for 2 reasons. One is that if that movie focuses on any of those things that were revealed in that documentary, it's going to be great. And the second is the places where she gained the 30 pounds will make the movie pretty interesting.
She said, and I quote, "My boobs got bigger. My butt got huge. It was crazy. I was like, oh, my God. It was amazing. I was so strong, like crazy strong." So, yeah. And she already looked all right.
Making a 10 and 11.
Who's playing the husband? Because the husband plays a vital role in this.
I want to know who plays you, because at one point I thought you and Christy Martin were like best friends.
We were. I mean, not like besties, not like a Charizard card. So we were buddies.
What is the one that gets you the most aggravated Mandela effect conspiracy out there right now?
Probably Byron Russell.
The Fruit of the Loom thing. What's that thing called?
Fruit of the Loom Cornucopia.
Cornucopia is aggravating.
And Sinbad as Shazam. Those are the 2 that just irk me until the day I die.
We have been jumping back and forth with a bunch of different topics. Today, we have 10 topics of over-under. Various topics of over-under through sports, through local entertainment, and just some funny stuff.
Good stuff.
So the first one, Golden Meadow Bridge opened up this week. Big news down in Bayou. Over-under 65 days from the opening day before it's closed again.
Way under.
I thought it closed already.
I heard rumors that it was broken already, too.
Yeah.
It's not, but way under. Way under.
That's where I'm going, way under.
Yeah, definitely way under.
I would say this. I know for sure, and this is not my prediction. This has nothing to do with it. I do know they're going to have to close it for like a long time to paint it. That's not expected to happen in the next 60 days or whatever. But I'm just saying that something that the state just put into the bridge is going to explode, and we're going way under.
I did appreciate all the photo opportunities that people took on the bridge. Which leads me to believe that it's probably not that necessary if people got to just do photo shoots constantly on the bridge while nobody was on it. So, over under 2.5 times Ed Ogeron is spotted shirtless on a Grand Isle beach this summer.
Whew, this one's hard.
Hopefully over.
I got a little inside info. I know he's going to be spending about 5-6 days down here when he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame coming up soon. So that's at least once or twice. I'm going to go over. I know he's spending time here. I'm going over.
I was going over before you told us that information, but that dude is in tremendous condition. He's going to run every morning on the beach with no shirt on.
Tommy, what would Coach O say if you ran into him at, let's say, Artie's?
Who is he talking to exactly?
You.
Oh, Jennifer Bado.
What?
I think that was all he said.
I am so envious of my guy Stan Grava. Like, so this is the way this works. They put people into the Terrebonne General Bayou Region Athletic Hall of Fame, and they go and they like interview the people that are in it and all that good stuff. And usually it's like, hey, Joe Schmo, come by the hospital and talk to us and spend an hour with us. Stan told me Bebe's one was, hey, Stan, here's my address in Baton Rouge. Pack a bag. You're spending the whole day with me. So they spent 24 hours with Bebe just sitting on his back porch. He's smoking cigars or whatever and like just telling the story of his life. I told Stan, dude, I would have paid money. We talk about how we buy cameos. I would have paid good money to be a fly on the wall just hearing that man tell the story of his life. Stan said he told the story about how he got hired at LSU, how he got fired at LSU, stories growing up down the bayou, how he grew up playing for this middle school and hated the kids who played at the other middle school. I guess it was junior highs then, whatever it may be. I promise you, that must have been some good shit.
Man, if he's coming down to Grand Isle, can we get him in the studio?
We got to try. I could talk to Truck. We can maybe make that
I
happen.
feel like we could go on a mission there and get that done.
Was he shirtless for that interview?
That'd have been awesome. So speaking of Tommy meeting up with LSU people at Artie's, interesting time was Drunk Tommy having a candid conversation with Chase Claymo a few years back. That was some good stuff.
Did Tommy know who Chase Claymo was?
Damien gave me a full warning before walking into that one.
Yeah, Chase and I were working together at the time.
Tommy, that's not a dude to play your Florida Gator card where that dude could break you in half, bro.
He did. He played that card, the John Curtis card. There was a bunch of cards being played.
There were, yeah. Alcohol was involved. Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Why don't you play your 5, dude?
Next, over under 60 days until LSU wins another baseball national championship.
Oh, so this is basically the question is whether they're going to win it this year or not.
Yep.
Over.
Abato's saying they're not going to win it this year. Here's the good thing about this question is that under Maneri, if I would have answered over, I'd have to be wondering how many decades from now it would be until we won another one. If I say over now, like I could just say, well, all right, we'll just be there next year. So like we're good. So I'm going to say over just because I don't want that bullseye on me of, hey, I picked my team to win it. I don't like to do that. I don't like to bet on my own team. So I'm going to go over, but I do think that LSU is going to be in the mix. And with Jay Johnson, they're going to be in contention every year.
So I think the first game is going to tell us everything we need to know. And I'm going under because I'm taking LSU to win the college.
I hope you're right, brother.
And I'm taking under as well.
Let's do it.
Casey, how many times has Arkansas been to the College World Series?
A bunch. They've never won it.
They have been there 10 times. How many times have they won?
0.
You going to Omaha, this is a sacred baseball place, and a lot of people is going to have the ips over there. They're going to be nervous. It's going to be a big stage for them. It's not necessarily a big stage, but it's a big thing that you're going to. LSU's been there before. LSU's going to come home with another title.
I hope so. Dude, all kidding aside, how much of an OG is Jay Johnson? Like during a rain delay, everybody else is like sitting on the lazy boy. This dude gets a commitment from All-American second baseman in the middle of the rain delay. Like the dude never stops, man.
Stud recruiter.
Even I will say, sometimes I don't agree with some of his decisions in terms of how he actually manages the game. But LSU's always going to have dudes as long as he's there because he is a badass recruiter.
And that lineup, I don't know how they did all regular season, but people were saying our pitching's better than our hitting. That lineup is solid all through 1 through 9. Anybody on that lineup could get on base at a home run, get a rally started.
It's like 1 through 14 because they have a right-handed order and a left-handed order. It's crazy. They're deep as hell, man.
We got
nuts.
Freshmen, sophomores. It's a good little squad.
Shout out to them freshmen.
Squad.
To the little freshmen. So me and Bado are saying over. Damien and Nick are saying under.
So staying in Omaha, the record for jello shots was 68,888, just to preface the question. Over under 69,000 jello shots bought by LSU fans in Omaha for the College Baseball World Series.
Over. It's become a thing now. And what you guys were talking about earlier is going to happen. Every millionaire in the state's going to pledge to buy their 5,000 of them. Like, it's going to become commercialized. It's going to be way over.
I agree.
That number from last time is going to be on everybody's head when they're in there, and they're going to do whatever it's going to take to top it. So as long as LSU can keep on winning, more jello shots are going to get bought, and that record's coming down.
Yeah. I saw our guy John just put in there a $5 jello shot. That really is pretty expensive. For a jello shot, come on now.
Dude, all these jello shots that are sold, are they actually drank or eaten or whatever you do with the jello shot?
I would think so.
Agree. I agree.
I was just jamming the I agree button. Hey, look, I have said this. Let's do this. If LSU makes it to the finals,
We go?
well, I would love that.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
If LSU goes to the finals, let's get together here. Let's make some jello shots. Let's break out your little wheel. And every time LSU records an out, one of us takes a shot.
Deal.
I'm in.
Tommy, you're in. You make get your wife out of the potato chip bag, make some jello shots for you.
Wow. A whole 2 hours after, and she's still in the bag. Possibly.
Oh.
When LSU gets an out, I have to do one.
Defensive out. It's something positive. I mean, you could go opposite us if you want, but you'd be on the wheel by yourself.
Dude, jello shots are soft. Who's
I'm
making
a-
the jello shots?
I'm a big fan of a good jello shot. A good jello shot.
I agree. What's the date of a possible final?
The finals is usually Monday, Tuesday,
Oh, that's
Wednesday.
going to be fantastic for work.
Or actually, I think it might be Sunday, Monday, too. I don't know. It's
We'll figure that part out. Details.
pronouns, pal.
The finals would be June 21st, 22nd, and possibly 23rd.
Fantastic.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
I'll take the day off.
Beautiful.
Pierce said summer of Nick baseball is upon us. I'm here for it. I love it. Pierce was in for the party.
Yeah, look, we could add more people to the wheel. Hell yeah.
That wheel's a little shady. I ain't going to lie.
I don't trust the wheel.
Where's India at? India was our biggest allies, and then they became our biggest nemesis. Now they're gone.
Tinder Mahal.
Over under 2.5 minutes of silence from Jacob Gyro that gets mistaken for a mic issue.
I feel like Gyro's here. Like, what's different from this show versus the previous ones?
You don't hear a whisper coming out of Damien's mic.
I wasn't even sitting next to him.
But he's close. He's actually leaning back, and he's closer to your mic than he is to his own mic.
If you listen to the pod, it's directly after you saying something all the time. He's talking like to you with the
Casey
mic right in
big
front of
brothered
him.
him a lot on that.
Did I?
He would give an opinion, you would give it, and he would just agree with you.
That's right,
One
baby.
point during the little game, Casey said, "Speaking to the mic, Junior."
Yes, I kept that in there purposely because I thought that was hilarious.
Hey, Sparky. Come on, let's go.
Almost better than Nick liking to dress up because he puts raisins in his potato salad.
Was that edited wrong?
No, I kind of got bombarded by like 3 different questions from 3 different people, and
He walked in with, I think he was responding to, look at you with your polo shirt. How did your little girl do in the dance recital?
Nick edited in there like he was there the whole time.
yeah,
That was pretty solid.
it made me seem like I was quieter than Jacob the whole time.
Casey asks this long-winded question, and Nick says, "Yeah, first round knockout," and that's it.
Hey, he was here the whole time, brother.
Yep, that's all that matters. Are we actually answering this question?
What is it? What we got?
2.5 minutes over under silence from Jacob Gyro that gets mistaken for a mic.
over. Yeah, over.
Everybody's
Hammer
going
the
over.
over. Hammer it.
Yeah.
Over under 3.5 times. Someone fake yells allegedly after saying something borderline
We at
slanderous.
0 right now.
Yeah, so we have not
are.
done it once, and we have said some pretty slanderous things.
I was about to make you an allegedly shirt.
Should. Over. I think that's going to be my tagline from here on out. I may have already hit that mark, but I did not.
Okay. Yeah, I think this show, in general, it's over, but this show, we're doing good. I think it's going to be under today.
I think it's going to be over, but I do think there was one thrown in there really early, but we haven't got to the mailbag yet, and that's when the allegeds.
But does that count for this show? Technicality, we split them.
You call it the show one more time.
Yeah, well, you're lagging.
Your face is lagging.
Next question. Over under 445 points scored by Angel Reese during the 2025 WNBA regular season. I can tell you that this number was based on an average of points scored already this season.
So let me just go ahead and say that as much as my girl gets beat up on here, last night she was 8 of 13 from the field, 17 points, 11 rebounds against the best team in the WNBA.
She also cried in the press conference.
Did she? Did she really?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Like, I actually felt bad for once.
She scored last year 462. She's not going to play this poorly the rest of the year. She's going to get a little better. She's been horrendous so far this year. I'm going to go over. I think she's going to get over that.
This could go two different ways. She's getting on so bad on social media right now that it could break her. So if that happens, we're definitely going under. If she could just shut her mouth and just grind and just play basketball, it's over. And I think that could be the face turn for Angel Reese while Caitlin Clark's out. If she just shuts up and grinds and plays basketball.
She was good last night, brother.
She was.
Even made a 3.
Let me play this real quick.
This is my third one. Obviously, it really meant something to other people today because it's me. And I just focus on basketball. I come into work every day and work. I don't complain. I don't care about anything else. I have bad days. I haven't been playing well at all. And I can sit here and just mope around and point the finger, but it's been me. And I take accountability. I come in every day and try to be better than the next and better than the last. And I know my teammates trust me. I know they have my back. Ariel has my back for everything. And I just love that being a part of a team that I know really trusts me and trusts my work, and everything else is everything else. I'm just here just to come to work every day and go home. That's all I want to do. It's just.
So that I respect.
Yeah, she said, hey, look, I'm not playing good right now.
That is the first time that she takes accountability about herself, doesn't act like this huge diva. That I appreciate. That makes me feel bad just seeing her and the emotion coming out. But she took down that wall. And that makes her a human being, and that makes somebody that I could appreciate to be able to not be a fan of, but
next time,
better respect as a player.
Next time Indiana plays against Chicago, they're going to have this big embrace with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark's going to take her arm and put it up in the air like that.
Ain't gonna happen.
And it's going to be the biggest face turn in WNBA history.
I do think those two legitimately have some beef.
Yep.
But, yeah, that ain't going to happen. Whenever Angel Reese gets hard fouled and says you a crazy yeah, there's some legit beef there.
Marcus in the chat says Angel Reese wanted Reebok to sell her shoes for $1,000 a pair. That has been debunked. That is fake news.
That's fake news. Come on. I know that we don't like Angel Reese. Come on, man. Obviously, that ain't legit.
Is there anybody in WNBA that has a shoe deal?
Angel Reese, Reebok. I mean, she does have a shoe. She didn't want him to sell it for $1,000.
Why hasn't Caitlin Clark got a shoe deal?
Pretty sure she has a shoe.
No, Sabrina got a Nike.
Yeah, I bought those. Not for me.
Doesn't Asia Wilson too?
Asia Wilson has one.
All right, so we're going over? We're going.
Yeah, I think over. Look, she got that last year. She's not going to continue to play this poorly.
Nick?
I'm going to go over, and I'll see the big face turn coming.
I could see that as well. Tommy?
She's going to go over because she misses so many damn shots. If she doesn't get 10 points and putback rebounds, she shouldn't be in the league.
All right, just to be an I'm going under. Over under 9 wins for the LSU football team for this upcoming season.
Ooh, this one's hard.
No, it's not.
What you got, Nick?
We're going over. You could have said that at 12, and I'd still going over.
God damn, you hate Brian Kelly. Why are you so
optimistic? I hate
optimistic?
Brian Kelly, but I am very optimistic. I'm passenger princess on Murda's Nuz bus. Let's go.
Did y'all see BK call out Arch Manning yesterday?
I did not.
He basically was saying, I get that Arch has the hype. I get that Arch has the best betting odds and he's a Manning and this, that, and the other. But my quarterback has been through an SEC schedule and the other guy hasn't. And I really like that. So BK is kind of laying it down on us. I think it's going to come down to the first game at Clemson. I'll say over. I think LSU is going to make the college football playoff. I think they'll go 10-2 and make the college football playoff.
Not over. Brian Kelly needs to get out.
Point taken. I'm going under. Brian Kelly's done. Not confident with him in the helm. And as I've said before, he is now a Northern Big Ten spy.
We have completely flipped. I mean, I don't trust Brian Kelly, but I think that team has a lot of talent.
They do.
I do. But I think he's the right person to ruin it.
Oh, man.
No one's going push here. No one's just saying, hey, we're going to go 9-3. Because I think that's legit, too. Boudreaux?
Under.
Who's the Oklahoma quarterback that Joe Klatt loves? That's getting the hype.
Oh, it's Joe Klatt, man. That's the new chop for me.
He's supposedly Baker Mayfield great value version, so I think I might like him.
Yeah, well, Joe Klatt's watched every snap that he's ever taken in his career.
All 7 of them.
No, from 5 years old.
John Mateer is the Oklahoma QB and comes complete with headband, full arm sleeve, and wristbands and rubber bands. So,
of course, you're a huge
Does
fan.
he look exactly like you two?
No, and he's not number 7. I believe he's like number 10.
Nick said that in the sweetest voice ever.
Tommy, spoiler alert. So I've been doing the cameo thing. There's a Baker Mayfield lookalike that will be saying some very mean things about you here coming up very soon.
There's a John Cena lookalike, too.
I'm going to cancel my Tyler Hansbrough one, who was saying nothing but glowing things about you 3 gentlemen.
Who's ready for a Tyler Hansbrough cameo?
Give me a few more minutes. Let me get settled in.
Jesus.
I'm ready to go to Morgan City just for that.
Over under 28.5 interceptions thrown by the New Orleans Saints quarterback in 2025 season.
Dude, 28.5's a lot. When Jameis reached 30 that one year, he was a meme. He was a laughing stock. For the sake of humanity, it's got to be under. I don't doubt that they're going to flirt with it, but for Christ's sake, it's got to be under. My God.
I'm going under because I just don't think they're going to throw that much to be able to have that type of interception number.
I'm hoping over. Because there's no way in hell he's throwing 30 touchdowns. I think Jameis had a 30-30 season. If you throw 30 interceptions, you're probably going to have about 5 to 10 touchdowns, and you are getting the number 1 pick.
Well, Jameis had more than 10 touchdowns that year.
I think he had 30. I think it was 30 and 30.
And I think he had 5,000 yards, which is the craziest video game season in the history of NFL season.
Oh, yeah, bro. He had LASIK.
So if he could have 10, great. If he could have 30, great. Let's just go all in either way.
What you got, Tommy?
It's under. I think last year the league leader was like 17 or 18, so I don't think there's any way that the Saints are that terrible. They're going to just unleash bombs and throw picks. I think they're going to have a lot of screens and a lot of running, a lot of short yardage dink and dunk stuff this year.
Stat Boy shows up. John Pete in the house tonight says record is 42 interceptions. Who is it by, John Pete?
Ooh. George Blanda.
42 picks, 1962. You know how terrible you have to be to throw 42 interceptions in 62 and they didn't even throw the ball?
I didn't think
his receiver.
Like, would he just take the snap?
What was he throwing to?
They just invented the forward pass. He was just practicing. He didn't know what he was doing.
The new he's down there somewhere.
6th grade flag football days. Over under 365 days before Sheamus
under
some version of the WWE World Title. Side note, he did recently sign a 5-year deal in January.
And that's why they're talking about releasing Roman Reigns, because they gave their whole budget to Sheamus, I'm sure. Way under. He's going to be the undisputed champion. They're going to create a new belt for him. Under.
What did you just say about Roman Reigns?
Well, they said they're not going to release him, but they are restructuring his deal. But he's making $14 million a year and he never wrestles. So they're restructuring.
Oh, God. Hopefully under. Sheamus is
hopefully
boring.
Under. They would be over if it'd be.
Over. Yeah. Over. Get him out the company. I can't watch that dude anymore.
5-year deal, baby.
He's
Fella!
so bad.
Oh, bro, I'm going to do a chop to your chest, bro.
Under, only because I hope once they give Jey Uso the title back, Sheamus could just hurry up and beat him, and then we could get the real champion for a good run.
Can we talk about this? Like, we had a title change on Monday, dude. Gunther's the champ now, yeah.
I don't know why the hell they gave Uso the title in the first place.
You got that
It's a
Pat
waste
McAfee
of
rub.
time.
Because he freaking raises the roof with all the little kids coming out the stands. That's literally the only
did
reason.
Daniel Bryan, and they on him.
I like Daniel Bryan.
Me too. That's why I'm angry about it.
buddy.
Stop agreeing with.
What?
I had a buddy of mine tell me that the biggest reason why he was pissed off about this is because he feels like now, much like Daniel Bryan, much like Kofi Kingston, much like some of those other guys, Jey Uso's now never going to get back to that spot again. Do we think that there's a chance that he gets back to the top, or is he now done as a main eventer?
I hope he's done. He's terrible. He was never good. I don't know why
he was good as a tag, but not. Yeah, you're right. Not as the world
he was
champion.
Way overrated. That tag team was terrible.
I thought that when they were with the Bloodline, they were good.
They came out and did that little.
Now that version of them was terrible.
The Haka?
I love that shit. Yeah, the Haka.
That's all terrible.
He's not a main event talent. He's out of shape. He doesn't look the part. All he does, he has a cool entrance song, and he's over with the fans because of his theme song. I think it's
so. What
terrible.
was the point of
That's all it takes.
What was the point of putting the strap on him?
Reward for being so over.
So why didn't LA Knight was way over than he is?
Yeah.
I never liked LA Knight.
Me neither.
I love LA.
Tommy said LA Knight's of a knockoff of The Rock, and I said that he was a knockoff of Saul Goodman.
Just tugging at Casey's heartstrings.
Want to bring that up, huh? You know what? I'm going to be taking that mixer back.
You got to – he's going to take the mixer back.
Liv Morgan took a picture with Topanga, who was at Monday Night Raw. And so my question was in the form of a Billy Madison game. Who do you think's hotter? Liv Morgan, circa 2025, or Topanga back in her heyday in, let's say, 1992-93?
This is tough.
No, this is not tough. Not at all.
No, it's not.
Let's think about this. Topanga, 1993, was 13 years old.
Oh, well, yeah, Liv Morgan.
So
Liv Morgan. There we go.
Come on, Tommy.
Sorry about that.
I didn't know when's Boy Meets World. You know what I mean.
Well, I don't know the fact that she's 13, but I know she was a teenager, or at least portrayed as a teenager. So I'm going to go with Liv Morgan, who I would go with anyway.
On a technical, okay. Yeah, I'm going Liv Morgan anyway, just because.
A technicality, you can end up in jail.
She was 13 in the series, but not in real life. That's just like saying Zach Morris was really 18 when he was like 26 in Saved by the Bell.
And to be fair, we got some Saints fans here. If you guys do anything crazy with the kids, Gail would cover it up and make it all right. So we're good.
Hey, Stat Boy, can you look up Topanga's real age? Okay, we're
you got it.
Tony Reale here.
You got it.
She was born in 81, so that would make her about 44-ish.
She's older than us.
Yeah, not in 93.
Yes.
Liv Morgan's the answer, though.
Yep.
I didn't think that would be unanimous. So
12 in 93, John Pete says. Is that accurate?
Yeah, good thing.
Yeah, if she was born in 81, she was 12.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Congratulations, Tommy. You're going to jail.
He's going to represent himself.
Yeah, done.
All right, so we are kind of messing around with a cameo of the week.
Hell yeah.
Some of us got a little bit of money to spend, which is awesome. So this week, we actually already released one with Jared Mitchell, Dog and Tommy, which was great, which you can find on groupchatpodcastdtb.com. Check out the blog. But we are unleashing one now by former heavyweight champion of the world.
Let's go.
What's the deal? It's the champ, Shannon the Cannon Briggs, two-time heavyweight champion of the world. And I want to give a big shout-out. That's right, a big shout-out to the Group Chat Podcast, the best ever. Damian, Cassie, Tommy, and Nick. Y'all the best ever, champ. Y'all got to get me on your podcast, by the way. Listen, champ, shout out to y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm fighting July 1st. I know hopefully y'all going to be tuning in and see me get busy, y'all. I'm getting in great shape. You can see my Instagram, my Facebook. I've been sparring. Look at me, champ. I'm in fight mode, champ. I'm ready right now. Champ. I'm ready right now. I can't wait till July 1st, champ. It's going down on like popcorn. It's the champ. Shannon the Cannon Briggs. And shout out to y'all, man. Group Chat Podcast. GroupChatPodcast.com. Y'all the best ever, y'all. Let's go, champ. I appreciate y'all. Stay strong. Stay positive. Let's go, champ.
Okay, first, a lot of things to unpack there, as Conrad would say.
Yep.
Before we get to the obvious, which is what did he think my name was?
Cassie just clear.
He did say, y'all got to get me on.
That's what I saw from that he wants to come on the podcast.
He wants to come on the podcast. So I think we might have sent a little $11 direct message earlier.
That's terrible. It's such a money grab.
He
he said Instagram.
We're going to work on it.
Let me do that.
we're going to try to get Shannon Briggs on. So that's the first thing. He said we're the best ever, which is wonderful. We are now going to have to watch the fight now. I mean, he challenged us to watch the fight. We got to watch that. We're going to have Shannon Briggs on the show, bruh.
We're going to work on it.
You go on a podcast, I go on a podcast, champ.
I'm going to tell him that Klitschko came on the podcast.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
And he was eating salad. I'm going to message him on Instagram, say, bro, we got your cameo, said you may be interested in coming on the podcast. Let us know.
Yeah, like we'll promote out of your fight, bro. 100%.
Should I start off with let's go, champ?
Absolutely. That's his language.
Thanks to everybody for listening to today's show. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week and a great weekend. Go Tigers in Omaha. And until next week, thanks for listening to the Group Chat Podcast.
Let's go, champ! Welcome to the Group Chat Podcast. And here's your host, Casey, along with Damien, Nick, and Tommy. Group Chat Podcast. We're talking sports and anything else that makes us laugh. Stick around here, hot takes, dumb takes, and troll each other mercilessly. It's the Group Chat Podcast.